Social media can be a great tool if it's used wisely, but unfortunately, a lot of people end up deactivating their page or going MIA for a while because of the negatives. And with women, that tends to be this feeling of inferiority or feeling insecure because they're bombarded with all of these images of perfection, a lot of which have been photoshopped, and then they are comparing themselves to this unrealistic standard. And so in this video, I want to talk about some of the things that we can do as women to combat this, and so we remain in our truth and in our power. So one of the things that you can do is only go on social media if you are going to contribute somehow. So have this mentality of being a producer rather than a consumer. So if you are generally going on social media just to watch other people's stories, look at their posts, go through their followers list, you're obviously going to be feeling like you're in a dark hole. But if instead you go on social media in order to post, in order to update your picture, in order to write a caption, in order for you to create content and for you to be the main author of your story, then it can be a completely different experience. Okay, so I encourage you to start using social media wisely, and rather it being this thing where you aimlessly just scroll for hours and you just go down these rabbit holes. Instead, you are being intentional. And what I do is I will check my analytics and see which days and times are the most popular among my followers. And then I will set reminders on my phone to post within those time periods. So I know that as soon as I'm getting on the app, I have a mission, and that is to get a post out or to post something, post a story or whatever it may be. Obviously, I will spend a few minutes scrolling, but at least I've already made a post, so I'm feeling useful. I'm feeling like it wasn't just to get on there and to stalk other people's lives and to compare myself, because I have also contributed. I have also shared my picture, my story, my truth. Okay, so that is one thing that you can do. Another thing that literally changed the game when it came to social media was to unfollow anyone who does not have your same fashion sense, body type, lifestyle, things like that, okay? Because if you live in a small town and you don't have access to a lot of these things that influencers are posting, you know, in the big city life, you may feel left out of the game. But if you followed other small town girls who are riding horses and, you know, tending to their chickens, you're going to feel like you belong. You're going to feel like you are part of the community rather than just being an observer to these other people's lives that you really can't relate to. So in my situation, I love to travel, I love fashion, I love things like that. And so I follow women who love to travel. I follow women who have a body type that's similar to mine. I don't follow these stick models who don't have curves and who are wearing a size 0. I'm following women who have bodies that are similar to mine. So even if I see them in a cute outfit and I'm inspired by it, I actually have the capability to wear something similar, to envision myself in that body rather than looking at this ideal that is so far from where I currently am. So you can still follow people for inspiration or, you know, to help you manifest. That's completely fine, but keep in mind, you can follow people who are more similar to you in terms of just how you look, in terms of how you style your hair. Like, for this long time, I was following these women mainly for like their hair journey, but they were blondes with naturally straight hair. So I can't really relate to that reality. So instead, I started following like other ethnic women, like Latina women, African American women, women who are Indian, who have hair that's also thick, that's also coarse, that understand my reality, and so I'm able to actually use the tips that they're sharing instead of just being like, oh, well, that hairstyle doesn't work for me, or like that doesn't work for my lifestyle or for my hair type, right? So it doesn't make sense to follow people that don't really have any connection to you, because that is when the insecurity starts. That is when you start to have this feeling of like me versus them, and it feels like you have just this block that's keeping you from living your best life. Okay, so you can have an entirely different experience on social media if you start acting like a producer instead of a consumer, and if you start actually following people who have your body type, who have your fashion sense, who have a similar lifestyle to you, so you can actually gain inspiration from them and vice versa, and you can create a community instead of just being an observer and feeling like you're isolated from the community. So I hope that this video was helpful. It was short and sweet today. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye!